Hey bud, Scott here. Welcome back to the studio. Yeah, so things have been happening. So I thought we'd do a little catch-up video. Storm Dennis is on its way out here. So thought we'd come inside. Let's shut the door, shall we? Here we go. Welcome back. Here we go. So haven't added much to the space since you were last here. You might see in the corners we've got these little bass traps now. These foam bass traps, and they're good at catching the bass sounds when they hit the corners, because apparently bass sounds when they hit the corners it's not good apparently. So we got some of those. So for weeks I was waiting for them to arrive, because I got all the acoustic foam, which is in these boxes over here. That's currently supporting my kazooing. I've been practicing my kazoo solos. I was tempted, instead of doing a catch-up video, I was going to do a video where I just practice my kazoo and got your opinions. If you'd like to see that, maybe I'll do it next week, but if not, let me know. Anyway, so I got all these boxes full of acoustic foam, and I also ordered the bass traps, and for weeks I was wondering, when's it going to get here? It seems like it's really late. And then I realised, there's only 4 boxes of acoustic foam. The 5th one has got the bass traps in it. So for weeks, I just didn't realise it was here. So, silly me. But, yeah, man. We've come all the way down here onto the carpet. We've got a heater now. So, yeah, man. This is keeping me warm. The walls are padded out with insulation. And it's really good at keeping warmth in. I was in here earlier today just moving a few bits and pieces in, and I put the heater on, and then I went out for a couple of hours to do some things, and then I came back and it was still warm in here. So like, I'm glad we spent all that money in insulation. Like, it's doing the job. All I had to do was turn the heater on for a couple of minutes, and this place is pretty crispy. In fact, it's so crispy I'm gonna take my hoodie off, which involves moving hands. Look at this over here. Yeah, we've got the sofa, which is pretty good. And so yeah. So what else is going on? So if you watched my podcast this week, I talked a little bit about, I've been on the phone to Soundproofing people, and they've been giving me their professional opinions on what I should get in terms of soundproofing. And I talked to one guy on Tuesday and told him, this is my budget, this is what I want to do. And he goes, great, that'll work, that'll take out at least half of the sounds. Pardon me. And I was like, great, that's great. Definitely want to lose as much as possible, but half is a good start. And he was like, great, I'll send you over a quote. And then he sent me over a quote via email, and I read the quote, and I was looking at it, I was like, I think he's only given me 1 sheet of plasterboard for my entire ceiling, which is pretty, it's a big ceiling. So I was like, something's gone wrong there. So I called up again yesterday on Friday, and I said, hey man, so can I talk to the dude again? And they go, he's out doing soundproofing in another studio, but we can put you on the phone to our other guy. And I was like, great, I'll talk to him. So I said, hey, blah blah blah, the quote, and then might need to adjust it. And he was like, okay. So he's like, so what have you got? And I was like, well, we've got sheds, then we've got insulation and board, then we've got a layer of 12.5mm plasterboards. I'm thinking, if we do the room within a room thing and put up another sheet of plasterboards, how will that do? And he goes, yeah, that's not going to work. And I was a bit like, hold on a sec, hold on. The other guy said this would work, and he was like, yeah, that man's a fool. No, he didn't say that. But basically, he was just like, yeah, I don't think that's gonna do it for you. And he was like, I'll send you an adjusted quote for this one, and then I'll send you a quote for what I think you should do. So he sent me a quote back for the cheaper one, which went up from just under £1,100 to just under £2,000. And I was like, whoa, that's a bit of a leap, Add on the costs of 3 days labour, that's another £1,200 added on, ouch. And so, that's a lot of money. And then he sent me the more expensive one, which was just under £4,000, and also it would take off this much room everywhere. At the moment, the room it's a good size, as you can see. I don't want to lose too much space off the wall. It would come up to about about here or so, and I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I realised I'm going to have to lose a bit of space, but do we have to lose that much? And it would cost, like, you know, plus labour, £5,000 to get that set up, and that's not what we've got. We've spent so much money so far. We're getting to the end point, you know, and it's like, well, you know, now we have to be a bit more frugal, I guess you could say. So money definitely plays a part in it. It's a limited resource. And so one good thing I got out of it, is that he sent me a quote with a breakdown of all, like, the advanced stuff that you need for getting the uber good soundproofing. And one of these things was the stuff called Tech Sound, which is like the self-adhesive strip. It's made out of this certain material, and basically it's replaced lead sheeting in, like, recording studio setups, because lead sheeting, they found out, was toxic. And so they replaced it with this new stuff, this Tech Sound stuff. And so what they were going to do was they were going to put up a layer of Tech Sound, then put an extra room within a room. And so I looked up this Tech Sound stuff, and it's really good. It's good at catching vibrations, and also you just stick it to the wall. So I was like, well, in that case, I don't need to get anyone in to fix anything. I can just stick it on the walls. I'm pretty good at sticking stuff, you know. I'm not so good with a hammer. I'm not so good with a drill. Give me a guitar pick any day and I'll strum you a tune. But if you want me to stick something for you, I can do that as well. So we're going to stick these adhesive strips all over this place. On the ceiling, on the walls, and that's just my arm. I'm not going to stick it on my arm, hopefully. But yeah, so we're going to put these self-adhesive strips up, and then we're going to see what it's at after that, because that's within our budget. That's under £1,000 to get those strips, you know, and they're said to take off a bit of sound. And yeah, he said, you know, the cheaper quote, he said, oh, the issue is it's only going to take off another 20 dB. I was like, what? That's just nothing for the amount of money we'll have to spend. £3,000 to just take off 20 dB? It's not worth it. And so we're going to try our best with this, you know, this Tech Sound stuff to see if it can take off more sound, because it says on the website it can take up to 30 dB off. And it helps reduce the vibrations if you set it upright. So long as me and my brother don't muck it up, like, we'll be able to, we'll be able to get that set up. Plus, the casing for my computer's coming, so I'll be able to finally set up a computer and finally get to use my SLR camera, and get some even better videos going on in here. It's going to be sweet. I can't wait to record in here, man. It's going to be great. So anyway, just a little update video. There we go. Hope you're having a good weekend, and you're somewhere dry away from Storm Dennis. That's important. Anyway, stay awesome. Peace. See you next time.